This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstarter, Lily Black, Bob CC, Mikta Rabentau, Anathos Moonscar, Pamela Isley, Elendriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Celesta Notrell, Lazy Boy, A Wild Sarah, Luke Osborne, Pandalu Stormarrow, Tex, Kai Lin, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Noy Fafnir, Celine DeLune, Webster Wolf, Severa, Circa Barrakiel, AJ Brainswordson, Kazran, Ventos Tia, Ryark Forbear, Pizza Pockets, Leighton the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, and Framboise Sakuro. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakers6iv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Hello, everyone. Oh, whoa. No. Oh, shit. Just came out of nowhere. Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 381. Sorry about the white man jump scare. It just kind of happened. I don't know why. This is episode 381. I'm joined today by Gyuri Wiston Mela, Vanadar, and no Rollo Des. So it's just the three of us. Two 3-man episodes in a row. I did it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you said it.
The different configurations.
Yes.
Next time Georgi has to go, and then the week after you have to go.
Yeah. Well, if I have to go, there is no episode, but that is true though.
We'll try it. We'll cobble together something.
In 2 weeks. No, next week. Oh God, it's in a week. We will be on our break.
Hooray!
But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. Welcome to episode 381. Before this, Twitch just fell apart. So this is like, I'm getting a little worried about everything on the internet right now. Is the internet just like collapsing?
I think so.
Because yesterday, Discord has been through the unshittening, and it's in the middle of it right now. And they keep adding like things that you can buy, like profile stuff that you can buy. But their service is deteriorating. Like yesterday, our server just disappeared while we were using it.
And many others did.
Many others, yeah. They had like a full outage. The same shit just happened randomly on Twitch right now, and Twitch has been doing this for a while. Like, watching streams on Twitch apparently is quite tedious nowadays. Yeah. So sorry about that, but hopefully the stream will hold. We have the recording. YouTube is still, there's the ad shit that they're pulling right now. But
but the site works.
But the EU has told them to stop, so I think it's going to get rolled back soon. But whatever, you can at least watch this on YouTube if all else fails for now. Anyways, welcome. Today we're going to talk about Dawntrail, specifically it's a great discussion today. We're going to talk about what we want in terms of job changes for Dawntrail. So we'll offer a little discussion there, mostly about the jobs that we care about.
It may not be every job. We can't speak to them all.
Right.
But we'll just have a chat about the ones we have ideas for.
I think there's going to be pretty heavy. There's going to be a lot of healer talk today, which, to be fair, you don't really hear that much about. I feel like there's like healer discussion on like shows is less important, I feel, than tanks, DPS.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so we are welcome. We're going to talk about healers today, and of course other things. Mela, what can you give us a tease? What are you going to talk about specifically?
Well, I mean,
we're doing teasing now. It's a new thing.
A little bit
doing.
about some good, maybe drastic class identity additions for Paladin.
Okay, there you go.
And maybe Black Mage, leaning into some of its earlier job quest style lore for some of its abilities, perhaps.
Okay, there you go. That's something to look forward to. Of course, I will talk extensively about Monk, so please look forward to that. Okay, anyways, we're also going to talk about Starlight. We're going to review Starlight, the event. You can do it right now if you're watching, and you will be done by the time we get to the review. True. So go do that now if you haven't. Also, we'll be reading MogMail, speakers6v.com/MogMail. Send us MogMail. MogMail is open. We're here. So do that. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate and Pokemon. We are about, I don't know how far in we are, but we are getting close to the halfway point.
I'm going to have to go back and watch last week's Pokemon.
Must
have been some good names.
All Pokemon names are good.
Good names last week.
Still, you got to keep up with Pokemon.
I haven't. Shit, I am falling behind. I need to write. Oh, God, I started writing them down there and forgot to do it again. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure someone is. Hopefully.
I don't. I would not expect anyone to keep track of the Pokemon. Malips.
Oh, last week. Malips.
Which one's Malips?
Well, you should know.
It is Malips.
Yeah, sorry. Malips is Malips.
Yeah, Malips is Malips.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
it's from.
It's been a while since that gen.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, some channel updates. Secrets of a Realm, Worm King's Rest is out now for patrons. Go watch it if you haven't. This means, of course, that Remnants of a Realm, the Diadem Disaster, is slated to release soon, TM, for the public. Probably when we go on holiday. On Saturday, the 23rd, which we call Little Christmas here in Norway. So that's when you'll be able to watch the Diadem video for those that are not a patron. Okay, so there you go. That's that. Anything else I have to add to that? No. Okay. So we also now have to say that on the 23rd, like I said, there's no episode of Speakers of Eidolon. So nothing. There will not. That is the one episode a year that we just don't do. It's not moved. It's just cancelled. Or not cancelled. It's just not happening.
It's just not scheduled.
Yeah. We will, however, be back on the 30th. So we're not done for the year. Our last episode of the year is on the 30th, as close to the end of the year as you can get for us. We are doing that one because it's the last chance we've got to have an episode before JP FanFest. So that's why that's
Get
happening.
Your FanFest speculation MogMails in over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that God's damn FanFest, we'd have a 2-week holiday.
Yeah,
I know.
That's true. So we have a schedule that we can look at real quick for the December or holiday extravaganza. If I have it ready, which I, of course I do. There it is. Okay. So, what you can expect this December, we have Monday, December 18th, we'll be playing 14, GeoGuessr and Lethal Company. On Tuesday, we'll return to Medieval Dynasty for those that watch that stream. That's coming back on December 19th. On Wednesday, the 20th, we'll play Civilization 6, which we haven't played in a year. So there you go. Or more? I don't know. It's been a long time since we played Civ, I think.
A while, yeah.
Thursday, of course, is Star Trek night, so there's no stream on that day. At least streams can still happen, by the way. But you know how Christmas is for us, for those that have experienced Speakers Christmas. It might just suddenly there's a stream. And then, of course, our break is from December 23rd to the 26th. There will be no, 26th is a little tentative, but currently that's the time when we're gone. And then on Wednesday, sorry, I didn't mention the 22nd. Yeah, sorry.
You did imagine the 22nd, yeah.
On the 22nd, we have 14, of course, and we'll finally play the 16 DLC. And then on Wednesday the 27th, we'll be back with Euro Truck Simulator 2, baby! And Thursday is Patreon movie night, probably a Christmas-themed movie, I don't know. It's the 28th. It's a little bit far, like it's long after Christmas, but we'll see.
It's long after for you. It's only 3 days for us.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. And then on Friday, December 29th, it's more like what you'd expect, but it's going to be, a little Christmassy or end of the year-y. I feel like it's so long since Christmas. I mean, it's not that long, but 14 and 13 returns. And then on the 30th, the Speakers of Eidolon. And then on the 31st...
Oh, this is the big one.
We have the Speakers New Year's Party. We have everything lined up for that. I don't have the schedule here for it because I haven't slotted times in yet. We haven't actually fully decided on when we're starting. So that'll be out. It'll be on the website at some point. I'll probably link it. You can go to the website, by the way, and check this schedule. It's speakersxyz.com/holidays23. It's also on the menu, so you can just click that. Go to speakersxyz.com. Yes, Georgi, anything to add?
Oh, I was just going to say that, we will definitely have the schedule for that to show you next episode for the New Year's.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the day before. We'll definitely have it.
It's going to be wild. We're going to be absolutely hammered for the whole thing. We've agreed that we're going to take, chug a whole liter of vodka before we start and then keep the drinks going.
Yeah.
Just to make it as coherent and fun as possible.
I think you can do !holiday and or !Christmas to get the link to the website as well if you're watching live. I just remembered that now. Okay. That's that for channel updates. I guess it is time to move on to just double checking. Yes, it's time to move on to recent events. And in recent events, we start by checking in on the celebratory messages from people, just people at this point that are
human beings.
Yeah, that are chiming in for the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV. Some notable names now, and some puzzling names have appeared. Voice actor for Thancred, the French and German voice actors for Urianger, the Japanese voice actor for Tataru, I think. Or sorry, Cryle.
She's a bunch of people. I think she's Nanamo and Momoto.
She also sings Sunrise, the what's it called? The Suzaku battle theme.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. The president of Square Enix.
Yoshinori Kitase.
Yeah. The Primals.
The Primals one was nice.
Yeah. I don't know. He does some sort of show. Noda Crystal.
Yeah, he does a radio show. The only reason I liked his one was because right at the end he goes, "Yoshida, please can we talk about One Piece conspiracies more?" It was a heartfelt plea to just have a chat about One Piece. So I don't know who he is.
Was he part of that Mog radio? Remember that shit? Remember that was like a real radio show. I don't know. Akihiro Hino, who is
from level 5.
Level 5. Kitase, brand manager.
Yeah.
And then UEP. Some like comedian.
Yeah, she's part of some comedic duo. That they must have a level of fame that we're obviously not aware of.
Yeah. I guess they just...
I don't know how they...
I've seen her before this, but I don't know her connection to 14.
Yeah.
She just plays it, I guess. She's just a player. She just
really
plays
loves it.
And that's that.
Cool, though.
You can check that all out at the 10th anniversary messages website. Just go to the Lodestone. It's a post there, and you can check it out yourself. Most of them are videos. The president one is a letter.
Kiryu.
Yeah.
Guitar Boy. Wouldn't be bothered to do a video.
No. So go check that out. It's interesting, I guess. Okay. Moving on, it's time for some shilling.
Yes.
There's optional items in the store. There's also winter sale on, so you can get actually it's kind of big because you can get Fantasias now for cheaper.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But I'm happy with my character.
Well, you get over £1 off Fantasias right now. $5.75 old price. Now it's £4, £3. Yeah.
Wow.
You can buy 3 Fantasias for only £11.27.
I mean, it's good value if you want Fantasias, but the idea of buying 3 Fantasias is absurd, really, isn't it? I'm definitely sure I'm not going to like the first 2 looks I go for.
But what is this random ass number? Like, why is it £4? It's just, I'm assuming they set the price in
another currency
in US dollars.
Yeah,
and then they just convert it.
Yeah, and then add
maybe even from yen. No, I'm sure that would maybe. I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of random. Anyways, the new items is a collection of emotes. There's 5. Joyous Leaping for £7.44.
Yeah, if you ever want to recreate the final frame of High School Musical, then here you go.
Yeah.
The creatively designed Jump for Joy 1 through 5.
Yeah.
They're all very similar.
They are.
Get them if you want them.
Yes.
It's such a strange addition.
Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to think that maybe they have taken it from euros, and then for pounds they just convert because they're
possibly.
€9 exactly for the the bunch, and for the Fantasia it's from €7 to $4.90. So that is a more sensible price. There's also the stuff from last year's seasonal event, Starlight, the Starlight Steed.
Beautiful mounts in the game.
Yeah, €8.40, and the authentic illuminated tree, which
one of the most ugly items in the game.
Yeah, €3.50.
Yeah, I'm not sure paying £3 for. I mean, I just don't know how they price these. I don't know what the thought process is.
Well, I'm assuming
it's a standard for them.
Yeah, I think
all housing items are normally the same price. All mounts are normally the same price.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
Quite expensive.
Oh shit! I almost forgot. In the winter sale as well, the jump potions or the story skip ones are on sale, and they're quite significant. Shadowbringers, the Shadowbringer skip, which usually costs €21.75, is now €15.23.
That is a steep discount.
Yeah, so that's worth it, I guess, if you want to do that for some reason. Also, all the jump potions as well for leveling from $21.75 to $15.23 as well. So
good value.
That is good value if you want to jump an alt or something, I guess.
Is there also now this one's also good. It's not as big a discount, but the retainer ones are on sale.
Oh yeah.
And I would argue that I would certainly be more likely to use them than any of the other ones. Because who likes leveling a retainer?
It takes so long. Yeah.
Hard.
It's not passive, hard, but it's
just it's annoying.
If you want to do, I mean, it's €4.41 now for a single jump, so that's pretty cheap.
Bad.
Yeah. So there you go. That's on the Final Fantasy XIV online store. Okay.
Get in there.
Starlight, then. You should be done with the quest by now.
I've written the notes of that one.
Yeah, I finished it just before the show, so Mela running around as well.
I was doing the repeatable.
Yeah, I did the repeatable as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Starlight. Spoilers for Starlight. Last chance to wrap up the quest if you're doing this live. So I'll when this slide disappears, we'll be done talking about it if you don't want the spoilers. So mute us now. Okay, so Starlight starts off with
the bearded lady.
The bearded lady.
She immediately reveals herself to be Amgaranji again from Starlight's past.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Everyone's happy with Starlight, except she's heard that there's one boy who's not happy with Starlight. And then she introduces you to someone who told her about this boy. She's called Saulin.
Yeah.
Saulin.
Saulin, yeah.
And she, although she looks like an older girl, I think she's meant to be about the same age as him. It's really hard to tell.
I'm a bit confused about her age because, I feel like she's taller than the average Ellison child.
100%.
Yeah.
She feels like a young adult, high-age teenager, but I don't know. And then you go around to ask some children if you've seen a child. It's definitely an odd vibe. And then he's gone towards the botanist guild. So you go up there and you find out his name is Tenny. And that's the in the artwork for this, Sorlin is the blue-haired girl, Tenny's the little boy with the blonde hair. He's moved from Uldar. His dad's got a new job. And he had 3 friends in Uldar who used to be, every Starlight they would eat sweets and run around the city.
Yep.
So he's dad. And then you get some options of what to do. I went for the MogMail option, which seemed to be the what's happened.
Yeah.
I think that's the correct option.
Yeah.
You could ask them to get tickets to Gridania, or
if you ask him for that, he's like, if you pick I was trying to mind game myself to pick all the wrong ones, but I was like, maybe the smuggle one is it's gonna be crazy, and we're gonna go we're gonna smuggle them to Uldar. So unfortunately,
this quest would be more interesting than it would be.
Yeah. But I did pick the tickets one, and they're that's just it sounds like too much to ask. So
it's a bit to take 3 children on an away from their parents for Christmas.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, but too much to ask. 360 gil one way for 3 children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we don't know. That's true. Can children teleport? When
I feel like no one
is there an
teleports
age
in this
limit?
world.
No, that's also true.
I think everyone travels normally except for us.
Well, that would make
except for when it happens in the quests.
For further distances, it's more difficult for the average person. So, some people can tell, the average person might be able to teleport from Gridania to I don't know, Quarry Mill or Bent Branch Meadows, but to teleport further than that is more difficult for people with an average amount of ether.
Yes. They do teleport.
So a lot of money put into this infrastructure that the privileged few can use.
Essentially, yes.
Well, it works for them within their region. Just we're able to use it to travel halfway across the world.
Teleporting to the city states does work. I mean, that is in lore. I think at least it was in 1.0.
It just seems rarer though. I mean, the normal modes of transport seem more popular for the average person.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tenny decides, let's send some presents to my friends. And then the Saint of Nemea appears out of the blue and offers to help. He's decided to make some bracelets for his friends. And then to finish the quest off. Oh,
the Saint of Nemea comes up.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
And he's wearing pants.
Yeah,
he's fully dressed.
And I have to say, they're okay, that's what it's supposed to look like, the Saint of Nemea. We're just accepting that. That's fine. But the now that we have the beard, his beard is kind of lackluster, and I wouldn't buy that as like the Saint of Nemea's beard anymore. You know what I mean? Because now he should have like a big full beard. That's what they're selling us right now. Is that he has like this huge beard, and then his little tiny beard.
It is real.
No, it's real.
This is real.
The Saint.
Look, we're overcompensating. We're like parodying the Saint, whereas he's the true Saint. That's just how
right. He is the true Saint. I'm sorry, I overstepped.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the end of the first quest. You go and hand it in, and you get the outfit, and you're forced to wear the outfit for the next quest.
Mm-hmm. You aren't forced to wear it for the next quest. You are forced to wear it for one part. And then after that, you can take it off again.
Yeah.
I took it off by the time I came back to Gridania. I was like, okay, the fun part's over.
No, I wore it for the whole thing.
I wore it for Uldar.
In fact, I think I still got it on. We go to Tenny, and he gives us the prince. He's finished, and he gives us the name of one of his friends who's going to be waiting in Uldar near the quicksand. So we go there, meet up with not a child, a fully grown adult Lalafell.
That claims to be a child.
Yeah,
this one I laughed a little bit. Like, are they trying to make? Are they like trying to pull our leg? This is their child model now.
No, but but they've done this before, Mela. Children Lalafell are exactly the same as adult Lalafell.
It's horrible. Yeah. I want a mini bean Lalafell, like a tiniest little bean. That'd be so cute. He's happy enough, and then he touches where the other two are and says, "Oh, there's going to be tears for sure." And then you meet them. One of them gives you has said that they banded together all their pocket money to make a present for Tenny, which is also a bracelet.
Yep.
But it's engraved, which is nice. And then
that one, the one that you're talking about right now, we get a preview of something that we're going to get in Dawntrail. He is a child. He is wearing a hat and glasses.
Oh, he was. Of course, he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even like. It just felt so natural.
The child in the golden sands, like in the gold sands, gold court. His face. There was something wrong with his face, and I was so annoyed that I realized it too late. Because then because once you've talked to him, he walks away, and I'm like, that face almost is giving me nightmares tonight. There was something wrong with his face. Chat. Goddamn Uldar, streets after streets of ugly children.
Yeah,
I wonder if maybe that's a new
life-ravaged child.
Have they added like a new face for like a child or something? I don't know if I've seen that face. Maybe it was the lighting in there. The face was so strange, and
well, no wonder he was the one who cried a lot. If he gets these sort of comments,
looking at him as if like you were looking at like some sort of vile vermin.
But like
the coming here calling him Andrew Lloyd Webber face and stuff.
Like, it kind of was Andrew Lloyd Webber face, but it was like his eyes were like. It was like very big.
Maybe his mother was a gigantode.
It may be.
See, I didn't notice anything.
No, I didn't.
The thing is, I would never notice this normally, but I was just like, I was reading it, and then just as I finished reading it, I was like, ooh, there is something off. And then I look up and I just see this like creature on screen.
Oh my lord. Well, I'm going to need to see.
I normally only pick on actually ugly characters in this game.
Well, do you remember what that child looked like?
Yes, I do, actually.
Do you not see that there was something weird with it?
No, I didn't think that.
If you've not done the quest,
someone do the research.
Of his face.
Do the research.
I need to do the quest again for Ragnarok. I will look again, I will tell you my thoughts.
Gold Court child, something's off, I'm telling you.
Well, he's the one who cried anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you get the present, you go back to Gridania, you say, here's your present, and he's like, oh, that's, maybe we can be friends far away.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, they also
annoyingly
think alike.
Yeah.
Both the child that gives you the bracelet in Uldar and Tenny both say that.
No, but I think that's on purpose.
But that's because they're friends.
They're friends.
That's like
I know. But I was like, it feels very lazy.
I think that was meant to be like a cute link.
And then it gets sinister. Because Solin kind of like but I'm already your friend. We're already friends, Tenny. Let's be friends, Tenny. It's like, oh my god, leave Tenny alone. But
first he's like, can we be friends? And then she's like, we already are.
We're already friends.
Well, you
Tenny.
don't really announce that you're friends. It just kind of happens, doesn't it? Like, it's kind of a weird thing to go like, let's be friends.
I had a moment in grade 7, which is way too old to be doing this.
Oh no!
Where I said, "Let's be friends."
Aww.
And the person agreed.
Oh shit!
Well,
Well,
that's innocent and nice.
At least it was grade 7.
I think we should announce when we want to be friends.
I think that's kind of strange. I
thought it was strange in retrospect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it again.
No, it just kind of happens, doesn't it?
And that's it.
Okay,
you
that's
go back to Garanji and everyone's cool.
Yeah.
And then she points out some other children, and then they make more friends, and that's it. And then it's a repeatable quest.
Well, those are the 2 children that we asked earlier in the quest, actually.
Oh, the poppet,
the poppet and the other one.
Yeah.
No,
that's the one in Dawntrail.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. Poor rat child from the streets. Bug-eyed child.
I hope I never see it again.
And then it opens up the repeatable quest. There are it's it's the standard thing where you go and do a cutscene and different people show up. You can give a Bismarck pound cake to a child, and then Merlwib shows up. Yeah. You can give some Fenil shoes, the company in Gridania, and then Canisena shows up. You can give some Sunsilk Tapestries coat, and Momodi shows up, but does
And I was like, you're not a city-state leader.
Well,
yeah, I was expecting Animo or Redolent Rose.
Redolent Rose would have probably maybe made more sense, but I think it was that's actually pretty good attention to like detail, because she's a sultana. Like, it's very strange for her to be like walking around, and
even as whatever her alter ego is called.
Yeah, especially considering like people have tried to assassinate her in the past.
Yeah,
so,
it's good.
Could have also been Pippin.
Yeah.
Well, he's over it. Oh no, he is there, isn't he? Yeah, it could have been Pippin.
Lady Lilira. She could have gone as her.
Lady Lilira. Yeah, but even that is dangerous because it's far away from the city. You can give them a Sky Steel manufacturing mammoth, and Onawa shows up, which is nice. I guess see him.
Yeah,
it was weird seeing him without Eminolane.
Yeah,
it's very unusual.
I'm glad he's able to progress in life now without that idiot, that buffoon.
He was able to publish a book because of Eminolane. Don't talk down on him.
You can give them some Azim Step Woolen Mittens, and this is perhaps the strangest of all, is Magnai showing up.
Yeah.
Committed to the idea that his dusky beauty Moon Maiden will be in the Gridanian streets, but unfortunately he can only find children.
Yeah.
Move on, Magnai.
People in couples.
Yeah, he's such a lost cause. And then there's a Charlene Ring of Wisdom, and Fortuna and Ameliance show up.
Yeah.
And they talk about Alpha and Anastasia's children, which was cute.
She mentions what's the exchange student.
I can't remember her name, but yeah, she mentioned the exchange student from the custom delivery. Mead? No, it's not Mide, because Mide is like, I think, the one from the Alexander questline. Mila. That's it. Yeah, so you only get that if you've done the custom deliveries, I'm assuming? I don't know if you have to finish it. You might have only had to start it. It doesn't make it happen. Oh, no, you would have had to finish it, because she does say that she's working at the Grand Crucible.
Oh, yeah, right. You're right. Yeah.
And then I did it one more time in case there was a secret one, but there isn't.
Yeah, no.
Starlight.
So there you go. That's Starlight,
and then around.
Yeah, go on.
Around the area, you can also see NPCs from previous years, like that. Lullafowl that needed to grow his heart 3 sizes, and the Vieira Georgi with his reindeer.
Yeah. Glad. Hate that one.
Yeah.
It was okay, I guess.
And then the rewards. I mean, you get the rewards for that quest.
The rewards are good.
I mean, during the quest, like during the first. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't get anything for the second one, and then the repeatable gives you prisms.
Yeah,
the magic prisms.
And then you have to buy the tree. The topiary.
which is the preferred method of obtaining things, please.
Yes, I like that.
Fine, yeah.
But it does.
It was a reward carry event.
Yeah, it was a little. It's a little weird when only one item is for sale and then prisms the rest. It kind of makes it feel like there's very little rewards this year. I will say this is a very short. I mean, it is standard recipe, standard, formula for.
Yeah, but I know I was fine with this year. Yeah. It was short. There are years where they make it long and bad, so I'd rather it be short and tolerable.
Yeah,
it was enjoyable. I just wish Starlight is one of the ones where they usually push the boat out. Same with Halloween.
Halloween and Starlight is usually good quality.
Choir mini games.
I am giving it the Dawntrail's coming vibe, like end of expansion life, whatever.
They're making 16 DLC. They've moved on to green.
There's been a lot of stuff that's been happening. So
well, the 16 team has been except for the DLC team has been, what's the term? Disbanded. They've moved on to other projects.
Yeah, 16 doesn't need a full dev team anymore. That game's done. So
it was all right though. Oh yeah, Heaven's Turn will be next. That'll be fun because we can see what they'll do after we've got all the helmets and the armor now.
Can't wait to. Well, we didn't pound Mochi last year, did we?
Well, we did.
Oh, don't say that.
We remember we were done last year. We got a crane thingy.
We got the outfit to go with it.
We got the outfit, didn't we? Or was that the year before?
We got outfit and crane. That's what we got last year.
So we're done with the Zodiac now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been done with the Zodiac for a year.
Yeah. So what are we going to do this year? I want them to do the Fortune again, but new Fortunes. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, they might still do that because I imagine that's quite easy for them to make.
Yeah.
It's just a repeatable quest.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Amazing Fortune again.
So how does this Starlight rank in terms of...
Oh,
it's very mid.
Yeah, it's middle. It's not.
I didn't dislike it.
Didn't stand out.
It was cute, and it was the quest time was fine. It's just not.
I just wish they brought back because Starlight had one of the most iconic mini games ever, which is the singing, the choir mini game.
Funny, yeah.
Just like you. Oh God. So, okay, I'm just gonna get to see the child again. Yeah, see that? Doesn't something seem
angry?
It looks like
he looks a bit beady-eyed.
Yeah, it looks like.
But I don't think he's ugly.
It looks like they've taken a grown face and just shrunk it to fit the child. Is what it just something's off.
It does look a bit different.
It's uncanny somehow. I don't know.
It is a bit uncanny. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it wasn't so noticeable that it bothered me.
Well, there's a point. It's not a new face, I'm sure, but he was in the There's a point, I think it's the last scene where he's about to leave. The lighting makes him look super scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Are you sure it's not the tears that were streaming down his face?
No.
Yeah, this poor kid, was crying to his friend and left, all you could do was gawk at his bug eyes.
He's not watching this. So he
probably is with eyes that big.
Okay. I think maybe okay. Okay.
I'd probably give it a C.
Yeah, it's a C.
C minus.
Not offensively.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
D is when the quests start to upset me.
D's on the lower. It was fine. It was it was enjoyable. It just wasn't much.
The reward is fun. I
the reward
with the outfit. It's kind of weird that we're just suddenly no, guys, forget about the other outfits. No, this is the Saint of Nemea outfit. Now we got it.
Well, this one's only the second one with the bed.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, but it's more than one.
Is this really the Saint of Nemea outfit? Because it's called the unorthodox.
Outfit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What? Yeah, do we have Orthodox?
The Unorthodox Church.
Yeah, have we received the Orthodox Nemean Saint of Nemea outfit?
I think that's the one without the pants. That's the Orthodox one.
That's the Orthodox way.
Yes.
Watch out, children.
Okay. All right. I almost
have something to cry about.
I almost thanked the Saint of Nemea. Thanks, Saint of Nemea, for bringing us
do you think it is Cuthbert?
I would never speculate. The Saint of Nemea is the Saint of Nemea.
It's just the Saint. Sorry, it's Santa.
Yeah, it's Santa.
Santaville.
All right, let's move on. It's time for MogMail.
Oh.
This is from Meteor Surveyor from Halicarnassus. Ahoy, speakers. I'm not sure if you guys still do these, since I haven't been watching the more recent stuff since I fell behind on MSQ and didn't want spoilers. I'm at 6.2 as of writing and have no idea when I'll be caught up to actually watch this being read, if it does at all. Well, hello to you in the future. However, I do have worthwhile questions for the panel. Since by the time I watch this, I'll be caught up. Feel free to talk about anything, regardless of spoilers. If you could pick one dungeon or raid from Stormbradu on to become a fully fledged zone, which would it be? If you had to choose one Scion to be killed off, who would you choose? If a World of Warcraft crossover would happen, who would you want to represent 14 in Warcraft? What would you want the next Fall Guys type crossover, as in limited time with mount and glam rewards, to be? Question mark. If your podcast became an in-universe news show, where would your HQ be? Hopefully these won't take too long to answer. Have a good one, speakers. Thank you, Meteor Surveyor. This is a lot of good questions. Done with that. Okay.
I think we all know the answer to the first one.
No. Well, no. I mean,
really?
Really?
You're probably thinking the burn.
No. I'm thinking Alamigo.
But
what would you want, Mela?
Think about how good some of the other ones could be. Like, either like Scholar or Siren Song. They could be some interesting zones.
I was thinking Alamigo as well, but there's also, I'm sure some people would also pick the burn. I think those are the two main options.
Yes.
But I mean, also Gimlet Dark would be already cool as a zone because it'd be like very active.
It's a zone.
It could be very fate heavy.
Just like trenches and.
Yeah. I mean, it would. I feel like that'd just be Zadnor.
That's true.
Be a bit like
Yeah.
But just more normal open. But yeah, Scholar. I think Scholar would be cool. Like an underground, very watery city zone. Very like an ancient temple as a whole zone.
Okay.
Zones have to have people in them, otherwise they feel very uninviting.
That's true.
Maybe it would be good to have an uninviting zone. Feel a bit more dangerous, maybe.
Maybe it's like
a
it could be
zone.
an active excavation zone, maybe. So there would be
maybe in the beginning there's a camp, and then as you progress the story, like a new camp shows up further on, which is a new sanctuary. I think quite a few of them could be decent. I mean, some of them like Doma Castle, Kugani Castle wouldn't work. Temple of Fist wouldn't work.
Alamigo is the most obvious one. I mean, that should have been a zone.
I mean, Alamigo should have been a city.
Alamigo and the burn should have been zones.
Yes,
the burn should have been a zone, and Alamigo should have been a city.
But that's still a zone.
Yeah,
a city is a zone. But it should have been. Crazy to think about today that we never got Alamigo.
Yeah, R.I.P. Selfatol.
Yeah, that too. I mean, outrage at the time, but I am less outraged about Selpathol because that was just a mountain pass.
Yeah, so. That's how I feel about it as well.
Yeah,
it did annoy me at the time, but yeah, Zelfatol, it just feels like it would be difficult to make. I feel like it would be annoying to traverse if it was a real zone.
Yeah.
It could very well be. But I think a lot of Heaven's zones were annoying to traverse in general anyway.
Yeah, and that makes them bad.
Yeah. Yes.
That's rude.
Yeah. Yes. So, yes, that's there you go. That's some good examples of that. If you had one sign, if you had to choose, one Scion to be killed off, who would you choose? So, it's hard to kill off a Scion because I think I like all of them now.
Yeah, but who would you like?
Who do I like the least?
Would you go for one you're not as bothered about, or would you go for the one that would have incredible impact?
I love Thancred, but I have always now, ever since like Shadowbringers, I feel like his story has come to an end. So I would be obviously devastated, but I would feel like it would make more sense for him to leave the story now. his purpose in the story, I think, is mostly done. So that would probably be the one I would want.
I think I'd go
to kill.
Pure impact. I think I'd go for, and it's a difficult toss-up, but I think I'd pick Alphino.
Oh,
and it's difficult to decide between Alphino and Alizé, but I think breaking the twins would be very impactful. And obviously to then show Fortuno and Emiliance's reaction and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, okay? But I think that would have mega impact. That would be very impactful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mela. I was thinking between the twins. I hadn't picked one. I think either would work very well in terms of impact. The one, if I wanted to just like the ones that I think would make the most sense, I would go either like Tancred or Y'shtola. I think. Oh yeah,
they need to.
I can definitely see the argument for their stories to have been concluded at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, arguably Y'shtola has a new storyline now. Tancred doesn't really, but I mean, they are setting Tancred and Oriange up for the next expansion.
Yes,
but Y'shtola is currently working on something that is actually pretty important to the expansion of our world in general.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. If a World of Warcraft crossover would happen, who would you want to represent 14 in Warcraft? Well, I can just say immediately that if this happened, the person who would represent 14, not who we want, but who would be Y'shtola, because she is the poster child.
You say that, but they sent just a random cat girl to 15.
That's true. Well, that's true, because I think they cared more because it's a Final Fantasy game, so they didn't want to like fuck up the time, the storylines, I guess. But I think in World of Warcraft they wouldn't give a fuck. They'd send like whoever.
I think she could look decent in engine for them. I'm more interested in who would come from World of Warcraft to 14.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on one thing at a time. Who do we want from 14 to Warcraft? So I'm just saying that Y'shtola might be the one they send, but who do we want to represent 14 in Warcraft?
Melweb.
Oh, that's a good one.
Melweb would be good. I think Melweb would actually fit in the World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Hoary Boulder.
I could see any of the original 3 city-state leaders being sent over and being like a good representative of the game.
Yeah,
even Kane Senna.
Yeah,
I think she could fit
the fucking Night Elves.
Yeah,
exactly. She could be one of the boring tree hugger ones. And the Emerald Dream people. I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah,
Louis Swell would be fun.
Louis Swell would be a cool crossover.
But kind of random though, because he's not really a character in the game in 14. So it would be kind of like a lie. Like it's like, hey, I'm from 14. It's like,
well, here's what they could do, Nikhil. When he teleported the Warriors of Light 5 years into the future, he miscalculated and teleported himself into Azeroth.
Yeah.
And now he lives there.
Yeah.
And he's just been grinding mobs in like Hillsbrad foothills for years.
I think what they would want is to send a cat girl. I think that's
they want
best
something
choice.
a bit eye candy-ish. WoW players, very caveman, very degen.
That's what pulled a lot of them in during the big wave, was to see the cat girls.
Exactly. So that's what they're after. Give them what they want.
Yeah.
It's the one, right? I mean, it's the race that is the closest to not existing in Warcraft. I would say.
Most of there's elfish people, small people, and humany people.
Yeah.
And beastie people.
Dragony people.
Yeah, there's the Drak there, and there's Worgans, which are a bit, and Pandaren. I feel like they did their beast people better than we did ours. Hrothgar compared to Worgen.
Hrothgar's pretty good.
Well, I think Hrothgar are well made. It's just they're not catered to.
Yeah, if they were better looked after, fine.
Yeah. Okay, so let's flip it around then. Who do you want from Warcraft to represent? Well, represent Warcraft.
They'd have to
Can't speak to this. I'll leave it to you guys.
Who would be the best? Illidan would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense.
I don't want a boring. I don't want Anduin or he's boring. I don't want
But he is.
He's a bit boring.
It has to be someone who
Thrall would be good.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It has to be someone who's like
Sylvanas.
Yeah,
She's dead though.
Yeah, that would be like sending Louis Soir from 14 to
Sylvanas. If we can get Sylvanas's like classic WoW or like old WoW gear, like when she was the ultimate appealing character in 14, that would be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know who would be. I think Illidan would be pretty cool to have, but I don't know what story he'd have.
Well, they would have to just make...
Arthas would be cool, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
The Lich King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could have...
there's a lot of character.
We could even have pre-Lich King Arthas if it was like an old WoW.
What if you just do the Lich King storyline in 14 during the crossover? You do the Arthas story arc.
They could add the culling of Stratholme to 14 for fun.
Yes.
That could be neat.
Yeah. Okay.
When WoW had a good story.
They're planning to have a good story in the next 3 expansions.
Yeah, we'll see about that. It kind of sounds like our story.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, was a good story. So they have something good in store.
Do you know what? A lot of art is derivative of the art. And if they do it in a good way, good on them. You can't really...
14 can, like, gameplay-wise is pretty derivative of WoW.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So we owe them. They can take something from us.
Okay. What would you want the next Fall Guys type crossover as a limited time with Mountain Glam rewards to be?
We can't say 16 because that's happening.
Yeah, no, it has to be like Fall Guys. Like it has to. Like
16 was random.
Like a party game type, crossover.
Does it have to be a party game?
Well, that's
like,
it says Fall Guys type crossover.
Maybe it just has to be like a really unusual IP.
Oh,
like
okay.
a really out there IP.
Yeah, nothing like
adjacent.
Yeah, to 14.
Yeah, like Yokai Watch or Garrow even.
Yeah, that kind. Oof. Fuck it.
Minecraft.
Mario.
There we go. Two very strong examples there.
I can see Minecraft before Mario.
Yeah.
But this is our time to dream. Microsoft Solitaire. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Oh, that would actually be cool. We could have Olomaito.
Exactly. I don't even watch it. I just think some of the things that could come from it would be cool.
I like the design of that anime. It's okay.
Oppenheimer.
For a bit of a dark storyline. Yes. What? You have to do fates to
introduce
keep
Oppenheimer
the
to Black
production
Rose.
going.
God.
The Garleans are planning something.
Yeah. Well, we did kind of already have that storyline with Black Rose. It's kind of similar.
Rose was
exactly.
That was a great storyline. It was very dark, very, very well done.
Yeah.
And then we just stopped it by going into the future and then the past and some bullshit. I don't know.
Your least favorite type of Star Trek
destroyed
episode.
The rest of them.
Yeah.
If there ever is a story in Star Trek where they start traveling in time, I can hear Mela. Like, it's just he's resigning from the episode immediately.
I hate those ones.
So
they're never good.
There's some that are good. I like the ones where they went back with the tribbles.
I like it when they're being clever.
Okay.
With it.
Yeah, if it is a smart one, fine. But
there are some that are a little phoned in. It's like, because of time, It's like, okay.
Exactly.
Anyways, if your podcast became an in-universe news show, where would your HQ be?
It's Harful.
Yeah.
That's not where HQ is. That's something else.
The business retreat.
I mean, it would be where we are right now, like our FC houses, probably. I mean,
it probably would be in the Imperium at the moment.
Yeah, we've been.
Maybe we could rent office space in like the Arcanists Guild or something. I think they.
Yeah.
Who is the Moon? Who are the Loporits broadcasting their radio show to?
That's a good question. I was thinking about
themselves,
that too.
Probably.
Yeah, because
Guardians could pick it up because they have radios. But who else has devices that can pick up transmissions.
Even Garleans, most of them have been wiped out, and that tech is probably not being produced anymore. So it's a dwindling.
Probably gives them a little bit of PTSD if they turn the radio on these days as well in Garlemald.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know who they're broadcasting. I don't think radio sets are very normal. We haven't seen any. Well, orchestrons only play rolls. There's no receiver.
They can't receive anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Also, I just remembered. I think canonically, I made the Speakers HQ canonical in Sword, didn't I? Wasn't there a part where it says Speakers HQ in the Goblet? I think so. That's the only mention of when we had our house in the Goblet. That was where it was.
Well,
I'll take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure that happened. But obviously, we don't live there anymore. But that was the FC house. So I guess that further, wherever the FC house is where we are, essentially. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll just read it.
It's from Sarai Overblood from Ragnarok. Hello, speakers. I've recently been leveling up my Black Mage and was wondering when you think we'll finally get the Ultima spell added to their repertoire. Could it come as soon as Dawntrail, or do you think they will hold off on it for the final expansion? Maybe at max level cap? Thank you for taking my question. Well... Well, I guess that's how we'll open this. We're going to discuss job changes we want to see in Dawntrail. Let's address that question before we dive into it, though. When do you think we'll finally get the Ultima spell out of the repertoire? Do you think it'll happen? The Ultima spell? Mela.
I think it would be nice. I think it would be fitting, but I think it's just too ingrained in the Allegan lore and the, I feel like it's too devastating. It's supposed to be we might get a demi Ultimus kind of a
demi.
mini.
Yeah. I can see that. And yeah. I think.
And I feel like it's the kind of skill you'd only get after you'd use I don't know, despair 3 times and then or Xenoglossy.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you can use it.
Yeah,
it'd definitely be an ultimate skill even after those. Yeah, an extra gauge bar.
I think, like chat mentioned as well, I think also it's more likely you'll get an upgraded flare, one of the other levels of flare. There's many levels of flare you can get.
Yeah, Zeta flare.
Yeah,
not that much.
That's never been upgraded.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, yeah. What does Bahamut use? Doesn't he use there's
Mega flare,
Tetra flare, Zeta flare, Giga flare, many flares. Terra flare. So there are many flares that we can get. Could it come as soon as Dawntrail? Well, yeah, it depends on.
No, I don't think it's that soon.
No. Okay, well let's talk about what we were expecting. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go through what the jobs that we want to talk about. So I can tell you right now, I teased at the beginning, I lied. I'm not going to talk about Monk. Know nothing about Monk. We're also going to mention quickly Disciple of Land and Hand at the end as well. Just what overall, if there's anything we want to talk about there. But we'll start with Disciple of War and Magic. Mela, since I feel like tank is always first, so we'll start with the tanks, I guess. You have a thing or two to say.
I think it's out there, but I think it fits within Paladin. I would like them to add a raise to Paladin. And I know people probably don't think that is fair. And obviously there would need to be a compensating skill for every other tank. But I think Paladin could draw into its holy roots a little bit more. I would also like them to make Goring Blade good again. Re-add the dot or something.
Yeah.
Because at the moment Goring Blade feels shit to use.
They're never going to re-add the dot, Mela. They specifically adjusted Paladin to not have any dots.
Yeah, they made Goring Blade just to be a balancing skill for making sure DPS lines up with other tanks, and I don't think that feels good.
Is it impossible for them to maybe they realize this isn't the way, and maybe they might turn around and go maybe we should give them dots back,
Homogenizing the tanks isn't a strong suit in this. It feels it's getting worse each time.
I think we can all agree that at least to some degree, most jobs they've been streamlined a lot, so they all feel very the same. There's just
2-minute meta. 2-minute meta.
Exactly.
It's so forced in.
Yeah.
And for some, I think melee DPS all feel a little bit different. I think for tanks, they feel so samey. They're so similar.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think Paladin and Gunbreaker feel similar, and I think Dark Knight and Warrior feel similar. I think there's two types of tanks.
Maybe that's, but I don't know. And when they need their identity.
Yeah.
I'd also like a bit more shield use in skills.
That is one I agree with, because the unique thing about Paladin is that you have a shield, and well, they did bring back Bulwark.
We have Bulwark, which is cool, but it doesn't. It's just a buff or a mitigating buff. But we have Shield Bash, which is for the stun. But obviously, no, you're never going to use it outside of the stun. It does have potency on it, but it's GCD.
God, I always think about
you get shield skills.
Which
you get shield skills every now and then, occasionally. The most recent one, which you might not consider one, is Holy Sheltron. But in Shadowbringers, you got Intervene, which is a shield dash. It's not based on shield.
Intervene.
I don't think you can use Intervene without a shield. I think it's one of the skills that you lose if you unequip it.
They've added a few. I like them using that.
What was the proc one called that I always think about? When your shield blocked something, you could immediately counter it with I still see the icon. Shield swipe.
Shield swipe.
Shield swipe.
That was the good times.
I'm looking now just to see the icon again.
It's nostalgic.
Delivers an attack with potency 100. Additional effect, pacification for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Probably didn't work on any boss, but...
No.
What's funny about the icon is that it's one of those basic oval leather shields that you would get in 1.0.
1.0 shield.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's ridiculous. I don't know what else they can add to.
How would you balance a res? Because I think as a tank, it would need to be very balanced. I could see it being your level 100 skill if they wanted to give you a res. I'm just thinking, what would be the conditions for it?
Well, obviously high
cooldown. Long cooldown, yeah.
Probably it's a once per fight kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe it also...
It would need to... I think it would need to be a 10-minute cooldown.
10-minute cooldown.
Yeah.
100% gauge use, so you've got to use you have full gauge.
Full gauge, full MP.
Yeah, it could use all your MP as well. 10k MP full gauge and a 10-minute cooldown, so you can't use your thingy, your meteor, confiteor rotation.
Yeah.
For a while. Could have a cast on it, yeah. Could have a 10-second cast.
I definitely need to cast. It's not being in... that's a bit long.
No, 5-second cast.
Well, it has to be on par or longer than a healer.
A healer one.
I think it has to be the same length as a healer one. I think 10 seconds is way too long.
Yeah. I don't know how long I can't remember how long healers was. 5 seconds.
7.9.
7.9. Okay, so it'd be that. It would use all of your resources, and it would you can only do once a fight. But it would have a really cool animation.
I think you should also get a debuff, some kind of defensive debuff afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a 1 minute debuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Either a defensive or an offensive debuff, but I think you need to be punished for needing to use it.
Yeah.
If you did all of that, though, I think it would be accepted based, within the tanks. If it's clearly punishing to use it, but it is, otherwise you're forced to have.
I think maybe
red mage and summoners and stuff.
Adding a debuff to it as well, I feel like it would just become like mostly unused though, because for a tank to use
the idea is that you don't want to use it.
Well, in such an extreme situation where the tank has to rest someone, it might be in a very delicate situation where you can't have your tank be debuffed, so it'll be
that's why I said
anyway.
Potentially make it that's why I said maybe make it an offensive debuff.
Yeah, it could lose like damage.
Oh, like damage down. Oh yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah. I think having it share a cooldown with Hallowed Ground is not quite fair. Just because if you're in that situation, I imagine you're going to need it either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would either have to be an incredibly long cooldown or the same cooldown, on the same cooldown as Hallowed Ground. It has to be one or the other.
I'd probably prefer the long cooldown once per fight.
So, can I ask, why do you want tank to have a res?
I want Paladin to, just because I think it just fits the job. I think it's...
Is it canonical that paladins can resurrect people?
Not really.
No, I was just thinking...
But it's very... They're kind of wholly tuned.
Because currently there's a lot of people that can already res.
There are a lot of people who can res, but... I mean, one of them is a mathematician.
Yeah.
One of them is a person who looks at the stars. So... Yeah. Realistically, White Mage should be the only person who can resurrect people.
Yes.
So I'm fine with at least Paladin's holy magic. Look at Scholar and like Sage. What are they doing? Like reconstructing you with. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we should maybe say that it's not actually resurrecting because you are just recovering someone from incapacitation.
It's like smelling salts. Paladins are holy. They've just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're a protective.
I think if Paladin would get a res, I think at least one other tank should get a res. I could see Dark Knight getting it. I could see it sharing. Yeah, I could see it sharing it with Living Dead on their cooldown and being like a similar thing where it sacrifices all of their HP and they need to be healed up before.
Yeah, I think Dark
10 seconds. Otherwise, they die.
Yeah,
I think Warrior and Gunbreaker absolutely doesn't fit there.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it matches Warrior and Gunbreaker at all.
No, but then that can cause a lot of trouble.
Could make things. Well, it could, but again, think about skills like cover.
Yeah.
How often do you use them? Only when you very much need them. They're very situational. I think this would be just a very situational, because then you could you could have a Paladin as a good tank. And then instead of bringing along some shit red mage DPS, you could have someone who actually does damage. You could have a class that actually does damage.
Red mage redundant.
Yeah.
Well, I like red mage being what they are, but they are only brought along for their res.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to say it, red mages, but you're not the DPS king. You are a battle reser. You're for prog.
Well, as someone who still wish we had like proper support classes, I do like that there's red mage is still like somewhat of like the closest we get to like having a support class in the game right now.
Yeah, but they abandoned it too hard. I would I'm on your side. I would love them to have like pure support jobs.
Yeah,
but it's just hard in this kind of game.
Yeah, it is.
It would need to be its own role, which we don't have right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
Also, I'm not against Paladin having res. I think it's fine, but I think there's too many classes that can res.
Remove it from Summoner.
Well, we're going to talk about Summoner in a little bit, but yeah, I think if Paladin gets a res, then someone else's res will have to go, and I think we all know who we're talking about.
And then
okay. Yeah,
I can't say much about any of the other tanks. I don't play them at high enough. Enough. But
like dots in general, like tanks having dots. It doesn't with the new system. It doesn't really make any sense anymore. I guess you're not supposed to be you don't need to do damage to keep aggro anymore. Like it's not like a.
You don't need to, but.
And your damage. And I'm sorry, but your damage isn't that good. No,
it's not
on purpose. So
it doesn't need to be good damage, but it's nice to have something like just
something to
Goring Blade.
Yeah.
It's rubbish now. You have to use it every time it's up.
It's a sad reminder
of your
past.
700 potency attack that they're literally only put in to balance.
Yeah.
You know they're
so many other many DPS have similar type skills. I don't think it's that that different to have.
That's a good point though. I think they need to clean up because there is a lot of Goring Blade-like skills that are just leftovers from it and ye olden times, right? So
yeah.
I think Goring Blade is on the chopping block.
Probably.
Ironically.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. I think a lot of those skills should go. I think unless it applies something of value, like when this is up, you have a damage increase, or it does a dot, or it somehow helps your party in some way.
Mm-hmm.
OGCDs, the only reason they exist is for balancing and to make the combat not feel sluggish.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't want the combat to feel sluggish because the GCD in this game is too high, but you've got to do something interesting with them. Definitely, like having 5 OGCDs that you have to try and like weave in doesn't always feel great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's necessary.
Yeah,
and you just kind of spam them all at the start of the rotation, and wait. You just do 1, 2, 3 until they're back. It's not always that good.
No. Yeah. True. Okay. So for DPS, is there anything specific? Okay, so Summoner. We mentioned Summoner, so let's get to just do Summoner. First of all, we did talk about...
You mentioned what you want to say about Res.
Yeah, Res. I think it is time...
You don't deserve it.
I think it is time to retire your resting ability. It doesn't really make any sense for you to be able to res.
It doesn't fit the job role.
No, that's again like Goring Blade is a leftover from a different time, and since all of us had to like lose all of our like old timey good skills, it's time for you to lose that one.
Yeah. All of us. You say that as if like they haven't completely stripped Summoner already.
Yeah, I mean you were also but you did get a nice rework. You got a nice rework, yeah. You got the Legos. They do get
a fraction of the buttons of any other job right now.
True.
You want to take more from them?
Yes.
Summoner plays nicely though.
Yeah, that's true.
It does play nicely,
but Res doesn't
fit. It feels
really
good. No, Res doesn't fit.
It's a strange.
The only good thing about Summoner Res is use up loads of MP, so it's a clear punishment.
Yes, that's true.
Do you still have Physic? No, they got rid of that, right? Please say they got rid of that.
They do have Physic.
They do have Physic.
Nothing.
That's
get rid of Physic. Get rid of that even more than...
Physic needs to be removed before...
What's Physic still doing there? It does like 400 healing.
Like I said, leftover from an old time, you know.
It's based on, unlike Red Mage, it's based on their mind stat as well, instead of their intelligence.
It's literally the old Physic from old days when you're like, bad.
Maybe if they remove it, you won't be able to switch between Scholar and Summoner. Maybe that's like some weird...
There's some spaghetti shit
that's like fucking there. We have to have one skill between them.
No, that's not the case because that's essential. When you become a Scholar, you essentially have no skills retained from being an Arcanist.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Even like its version of one of its skills, which exists on Arcanist, is essentially like the Scholar version, which is exactly the same, but it's just like you can't use this button. You can't if you grab the one from the Arcanist tooltip. No, it won't work.
Do you think maybe they kept those two, like Race and Physic, just to make it look less horrible when they reworked it and removed so many skills? To be like, no,
possibly.
See, you still have these two. Yeah,
you still have this one that literally no one should be using.
Yeah,
you're wasting your GCD by healing someone for 400 health.
Yeah,
and then like
sadder.
a really OP skill. That, to be fair, you know, there was a period of time when summoners were invited to parties in the same way Red Mages are now, just for their res.
There's no more obvious sign that you are wiping than getting a heal from a summoner. That's how you know it's over. 200 heal from a summoner.
Chad is correct. Ruin 2 is something you lose as a Scholar, and then you have to relearn it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I loved the concept of Arcanist, but it's not worked out.
No, I think.
Imagine if they'd doubled down on that and you had like mage going into white mage, then black mage.
I think energy drain. This is either for summoner or for scholar needs to be changed, because the fact that it has two different purposes between the two jobs is absurd. Energy drain on a summoner gets you ether pool. Energy drain on a scholar uses one ether pool.
That is weird.
I have a radical suggestion, and that would be to just remove Arcanist. Remove Arcanist.
I don't think they can anymore.
They can, because the scholar and summoner are separate NPCs, separate stories.
But you'd have to add in a new class.
And it's very common now for jobs to just start at like a higher level.
No, but here's the issue. Well, one, you would be getting rid of an entire quest line, which I don't think they'd want to do.
They could do that. I mean, it would be unprecedented.
They've got 30 levels. The Arcanist ones are quite fun.
Yeah.
I'd also would make it so there's only one combat guild in Limsa Lominsa.
Yeah.
The other issue is that like Arcanist's storyline, like Arcanist lore, leads into Scholar better, except for the fact that Arcanist is a DPS and then Summoner is a DPS.
Yeah.
There is actually less in between Arcanist and Summoner than there is between Arcanist and Scholar, even though Scholar is closer to being an original job once it becomes it, in terms of like how the game treats it.
But the thing is that Arcanist is like such a nothing job, and like it is like it's not even a job, it's a class. And you abandon it completely, and its entire identity is removed as you hit level 30.
No, it just switches in.
What do you mean, no? Yes.
You create mathematical constructs to perform actions, and then when you go into the other two, you
refine them.
You refine it by summoning magical fairies and miniature prime.
Well, what I'm thinking about, like with removing art, because I'm trying to figure out how they're going to remove this, like the annoying split.
A new class.
If they
would have to add a whole new class for the other one.
Oh, so you would rather add a class?
No, but they have to, because if you pick, you can't. They're both Realm Reborn, so you have to have a 1 to 30.
So they would add
Arcanist into both. They have to
add an outdated system to the game.
They have to.
I could see them tearing one off. I don't think you need to get rid of Arcanist.
No.
You can have one of them, like Scholar could be Arcanist to Scholar. Then you would need something to go from 1 to 30 for Summoner, because you have to have that system.
No.
I think you can make it so that like once you hit level 30, you can just unlock Scholar.
I think that's a better idea.
And one of them would be unattached.
Yeah. Because, I mean, jobs nowadays are just unlocked. You know? There's no class anymore. We haven't had classes since the Realm Reborn. So it would be no difference to how...
I guess you could, yeah.
You know?
Be a little rough, though.
Would it?
That's how it is, but Scholars are not... No, because you still get levels on both, depending on what you're leveling. They're not unattached as of yet.
Yeah.
So that would
They're still inextricably linked by 2013 level spaghetti.
Yeah. So there would be a class requirement for Summoner, but not for Scholar.
Yeah.
That is one way to do it.
I think you would still make it so that you need to finish the Arcanist quest line. They would just level separately.
They would level separate. What does that mean?
As in, like, they would have their own, like, leveling for Summoner won't contribute to levels on Scholars.
Oh, yeah, because right. I forgot how fucked that whole thing
I don't believe there's only one healer from level 1 to 30 in this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. What a stupid idea.
That's why
they gave you the unicorn at level 30, because they thought healers would be the less popular option in a Realm Reborn.
That's why what you suggested, Mela, would have been okay when they made the game. I don't understand why they did what they did. Like, they should have made, like, you know, Arcanist is for Summoner, and then they should have had something else for
They were full of hopes and dreams in a Realm Reborn.
And so many ideas.
So many hopes and dreams that have been lost over time because they realized they're too difficult to make happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, go on.
But let's not stop talking about how we can make it worse. Let's talk about how we can make Summoner better, because that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, what do you think is going to change?
They don't necessarily have to be Shiva, Ramu, and Leviathan. I think most people would want that. But I think you could have a separate 3 set of Legos to play with when you're summoning Phoenix. So you have Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan for the first 60 seconds, and then leading into Bahamut, or vice versa, and then another 3 to lead into Phoenix.
That would be nice.
So it's just and then like they would obviously have different secondary skills, like how each one has its own.
And it just
spells.
replaces the icons.
Yeah, so. And it would finally make good on their promise that they would actually be able to get like Ramu and Leviathan as Eggies.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things about Summoner is each Eggie just changes the icons on the hotbar. It's very modern compared to
it is very modern.
Yeah.
In actuality, I know Summoner doesn't look like it has many skills, but that's because it's so like adaptable in terms of replacing what needs to be there and what doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, they took the best of the PvP system changes and put it on an actual class. I wish they'd do that more.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
It would be a good way of making all jobs, different. Just you could have new buffs that just replace your current set of skills for a new burst window, and then it doesn't. It's new things to do, but it's.
Could you rework most jobs so that like they have a second similar but different rotation for the second minute of the meta?
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Like
I think some would need much more rework than others. I think Summoner is the most obvious example of how they could do that.
Yeah.
Like change from 1, 2, 3, and then suddenly you're 1, 2, 3. They all do something new.
Yeah.
Like you could make an entire Red Mage. You could make the entire second phase like melee leading into a ranged cap or something.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of just the really awkward 3-attack burst.
Yeah.
And then
you don't like how every expansion since Red Mage's introduction they just added like an extra skill at the end of your rotation.
No. I mean, Red Mage is going to be the only class with like a 10-minute meta because they just keep adding things on.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
the problem is that Red Mage in its current form, we'll move on to Red Mage.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know how to alter Red Mage at this point.
No.
I think Red Mage needs to... I know this is quite integral to the 14 Red Mage, but I think it would be interesting for them to break away from this balance thing and have like more of like a phase, so like the black magic phase and then a white magic phase as part of it. Or you could like go into a black magic trance or a white magic trance depending on the situation, and then your skills are adopted just to that. And maybe you fill up the gauges, and then when you do go into the trance, that's like however full the gauge is, how long you're in that mode for. I don't know, but I never really liked the forced ban, like having to go right black mage spell, white mage spell, black mage spell.
I mean, it's like that is its only thing right now, right? That's unique. That's the unique part of Red Mage. Like it's
not very exciting. They
that's true.
Remove that for a fun burst.
Well, make it more exciting then.
I think to make it work, Mela, I think you could keep the start the same. So like you build up both black and white magic, but then you make 2 separate, like, I don't know if you'd make them whole rotations or like 2 just separate like bursts. Like you then go through your black mage skills to reduce that, and then your white mage skills to reduce that, and then you start again.
I like, rather than, it's weird that you build up black magic and white magic to slash them.
Right.
It's an odd job.
Yeah, it is. It is a strange, And after they started like messing with it, it seems like it's just they've lost.
They don't really know what they're doing with Red Mage. It's really It's really messy. It's really
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the only good thing now about Red Mage is the fact that they can res super quickly.
Exactly.
That's it.
But the healing's quite good too.
Healing's
really
good.
Healing is
Yeah,
useful too.
yeah. Burst.
But they are utility.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're complaining about their utility and raid scenarios. They're like a very good job solo content.
It is.
Yeah,
the
they're great
solo
for
job.
solo.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good for like Paladins and stuff. It's,
Mhm.
it's good to have a job like that, but they just need something to make them actually engaging.
Yeah. One job has to be boring. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one that's just. This is the, and this is a segue. It is the white mage of DPS. Is what
true.
Red Mage has become. Speaking of, let's move on to healers.
Mm-hmm. What do you want, Lakil?
What do I want? I mean, I will say, White Mage is generally in a good spot in terms of what we have, the tools we have.
It's in a good but boring spot.
It's boring. That's the problem. Like, it is very boring. Like, I have... Yeah, I don't really feel like there's... It's strange, because you went from having like a bit of a DPS rotation. We've talked about like the old days of like stance dancing and stuff, and sure, we complained back then, but I do... At least it was something to do. When you're healing as a white mage, you are... what you're...
Stance...
Yeah, go on.
I think stance dancing would have been acceptable to continue if this game had a better like response rate.
Yeah. That's, yeah. The one like I wish. What do I want? I hold on. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Okay.
He keeps using all these notes on the floor.
Yeah. Oh God.
Where?
Oh, sorry. I sorry. That was our effect slider going up again.
Not again.
I miss the.
Like a sad poem.
I can't fucking
This
read
is
what I wrote.
White Mage by Lukiel Bravestone.
Bring back Stone Skin.
I miss going. Yeah.
I feel like White Mage has become very like unfocused. I don't know what we're doing right now. Like we have the weakest shield, with Divine Benison. Like it feels strange. Like what am I doing? I'm supposed to be like a burst healer, like a regen healer, but I do still have a strange shield that does a little bit of mitigation, but not enough.
Astrologian has a similar thing. They have a weak shield as well.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you want us to be distinctly different types of healers, then let us be distinctly different types of healers. I, for one, like Plenary Indulgence, which I can apply, which will immediately burst heal you if I hit you with any other heal from my skills, like Medica 2, or Afflatus. I don't think Solus triggers it, but the Rapture one. That's really good. And that's what White Mage should do. It like burst heals you, like when it hits you. I shouldn't be throwing out like a weak little shield, Like
White Mage is a pure healer.
Yeah. The shield is for Scholar and for, I guess now for Sage.
I don't mind you having an emergency heal. It's the way that both Sage and Scholar have one regen as well.
Well, yeah, but that's the identity thing is like seeping into the healer thing, into the most vanilla healer of them all, which is White Mage. I think Stone Skin was way more fitting for White Mage than Divine Benison is. But saying that Astrologian has a shield doesn't help, because Astrologian, that's a leftover again, I feel like.
But yeah, they used to be a
Astrologian
shield.
used to be able to switch.
No, it's because they made it a tip. Well, yeah. It's because they did that so that you would be on a similar level to Astrologian. Otherwise, people would never want to use you.
Exactly, but we shouldn't have had that.
You're like you're the black mage of healers. When you cast a heal, it should be like, 50,000 healing. It should be massive numbers.
Yeah,
that should be where the White Mage is.
Yeah,
pure healing.
Yeah, but they can't make other healers redundant. That's the issue.
Well, that's the point.
Well,
You don't make them redundant.
Yeah. You've got to change how they play.
In a raid, you want shields and burst heals. So there you go. You can now choose between, for your burst heals, White Mage or Ast, and for shields, Sage or Scholar, right?
Yeah,
that's
if
how
you're
it should
playing
be.
Scholar,
and that's how it is anyway.
You know, you can like burst heal someone up to max health, but also add their whole health pool as a shield.
Yeah,
that makes White Mages redundant.
Yeah,
some healers have to be weak in terms of their pure healing numbers, but strong in their shield and utility.
Which, to be fair, is kind of what it is right now. Like, you know, Scholar and Sage, they are shield healers, right? That is what they are, but they do still have regen capability, right? Obviously, with Scholar, it's going to be different. You can't remove regen from Scholar because that's what the fairy is there for, essentially. I don't know. I don't know why this one in particular. That one feels pointless,
it's also attached to what's it called? Sage with what's that skill where they pick a target?
I like that skill.
Cardia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the same as that's supposed to be the fairy analog.
Yes.
For Sage.
Yeah.
I like that skill. I think that's a cool idea. I think that should be maybe not a standard, but I like the idea that you pick someone to.
I also have to say it is time to remove repose.
They can't.
You can change the quest. I don't give a fuck.
They're not going to
remove repose.
That's also not a White Mage thing anymore. That's actually a healer.
Is that the sleep?
Yeah, that's the sleep one.
Oh, lol.
Yeah, it's single target Mela. It's single target sleep.
Just don't have it on your bar
in a game where sleeping an enemy
doesn't do anything.
It does not. It's pointless.
I just think they're never going to do it because that requires too much work.
Okay, but I'm saying do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying of all the hopes, I think it's one of the ones that's less likely to happen just because it requires like an unnecessary amount of like work for them.
For the quest, just they give you a scroll of repose or a scroll of sleep, and use this on.
They've already fucked up like most of the old healer quests are like very strange now because they've changed or removed the skills that they're talking about. So I don't see that as too big of a challenge for them.
Yeah,
they can just go and just be like, oh, you did it, you did it. Yeah. It's asleep. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, it's just identity, I think, is what I want back to the healers, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care that much.
Are there any types of skills specifically that you would want? Because at the moment, it seems like you're only talking about what you don't want.
Yeah, how do you want to add to White Mage?
Because at the moment, you're just doing what Square Enix already did to you, taking away things.
Yeah, what are you
take away the things that make sense and improve on the
ones that we have.
Yeah,
what are they going to add to?
I don't know. We're just.
Do you want like?
I don't know. That's not my.
Like that's more what I had in mind with this. Like, how do you want to make it better?
Evolved Lily.
Well, no. The idea is job changes we want to see. You know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean add.
What's your capstone going to be at level 100?
Yeah. A good feeling.
Transcendence. You like actually become the Seraph itself.
Yeah.
You become an angel.
I become a bell.
But you can move around still.
Yeah. Maybe more like functionality to like the lilies, maybe implement the bells in some way. I don't know. It's
what is the
there are four lilies.
Is that the one where you can choose what to spend each lily on?
You have 2 healing spells and 1 offensive spell. 2 of them, the 2 healing spells are the blue ones.
But you can pick either one.
Yeah, you can pick either one, either a single heal or an AoE heal, and then every time you use one, you nurture the blood lily. And then after 3 uses, the blood lily blooms, and that's when you can use Afflatus Misery, which is the big AoE burst damage.
It's a little formulaic, but not too bad. Maybe like the bells, you could like, can you use them early, like to do like a burst or like
the bells? Well, they did actually make a good change to the bells, because before you could only place the bell and wait for the timer to run out, but now you can actually.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
Burst the whole thing, yeah, for a big heal. So I don't know what else they could do with the bells. Maybe, I mean, I just want more to do.
The bells are its own skill.
Yeah, I think I need some offensive damage again. Like, okay,
everyone does.
Yeah, obviously Asai's is super OP, and I want that to stay. That's very white mage as well. But I need more. The fact that they removed arrow 3, stuff like that. There's like, I have 1 dot to deal with. I have 1 dot and 1 main attack with 1 burst attack that comes. Well, 2 technically if you count Asai's, which you should. The damage from Asai's is pretty good, but
yeah, it is.
I don't know. I just want to do more. Soul.
That's what every healer wants.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. I don't know. What's a high level white mage skill that we don't have any yet? I mean. Oh, we have all kinds, because we've changed to light now, so it's all light magic, or whole. Light magic. Bring back clerics.
You could get Seraph Strike. Null Death. You could have a tank.
Null Death
skill, but you can make it so, it's like let's say it's like a 5-second duration. If they get to 0 health within those 5 seconds, they don't die, or like it triggers an effect like Living Dead or something.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
Or you could have
I like that, actually. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's another way of it's another type of healing or method of prevention of death that we don't have for healers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that would immediately make you desirable in a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not, there's a reason why people would pick white.
Oh
mage.
Yeah. Auto raise for white mage.
Auto raise? I mean, it's a little bit.
re-raise? Yeah, that would be
tough,
that is a good idea. That's actually a good idea, because that would add you could cast. No. That should just be a skill. You cast with a very long cooldown. You can cast
maybe it had to be very long.
Maybe so it gives you a buff, but that buff can have a timer to counter the recast time thing, right? And then if they die within that time, they will automatically get rest again. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, re-race. That's good. Any 11 skills? Well, 11's...
Do you have Holy? Yeah, you do.
Yeah. We have Holy and Holy too.
That's just the AoE.
Holy!
That's the whole... yeah.
I'm just looking at old, high-level white magic skills.
Yeah.
Full life.
That's essentially benediction.
Yeah. Null all. Reduce spell damage.
A lot of null damage. Yeah, we don't have any null spells.
Well, that's what Aquaveil.
Does that reduce...
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot about Aquaveil too. That's another shield thing that we have, which I guess makes more sense.
That's just damage. That's just damage reduction. That's not a shield.
Oh yeah, that's just a defense buff, I guess. So that makes sense, I guess. We already have a lot of the skills that 11 had. We have Divine Seal, Benediction, Afflatus Misery, Afflatus Solace, but we don't have Divine Caress. If the next spell you cast cures a status ailment, your target will gain enhanced resistance to that ailment. Well, 11 has a deeper battle system than we have, so
that's not.
Yeah, because that's
going to happen in our game.
That's what you'll see a lot in 11, like Sacrosanctity, which enhances magic defense for party members within area of effect, which we don't have.
It could be it doesn't need to be enhanced resistance, but it could be, you
but that's
cast
just
an
Asylum.
AoE.
That's just Asylum, essentially.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just Asylum grants party members a powerful resistance to enfeebling magic and dispel effects. I love 11's super specific and deep battle system, which is very boring though.
Yeah, I think you
just to add
you
that
could have it could be an AoE that everyone gets hit, and then if they get a debuff removed, they gain something, or that you have to cast 2 spells.
I could also see White Mage getting something equivalent to like what's it called? What's that bard skill called? The Warden's Paeon or something?
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
So you can like pre-defend against a status effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
What's kind of sad is that I was thinking like as like a high level one, which I mean re-raise would probably be the capstone one if they were to add that, but we can't have like full cure, which would have been like benediction for all party members, because that's literally the limit break, right? That's the level 3 limit break. So we would just have like a limit break without the res, obviously, but full cure is like a iconic White Mage spell as well. But
you could have.
I think you could have full cure. Like that could be still a capstone, even like without re-raise. I think you could have like a raise that fully heals. Whoever
like
you
a
raise
rise,
it to, but on a longer. Yeah, like a rise, but on a longer cooldown than raise, obviously.
Like 3, 4, 5 minutes or something. Yeah, that could be really strong.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could have something like a life link. I don't know who would best have it identity-wise, where like kind of like cover, but you and the target you take like 50% damage each.
Oh, you share it?
If someone's low. Yeah, so like if someone's low, you can take some of their damage while you healing up.
Yeah. Yeah,
I really want a totem healing class though.
I would too.
Yeah.
I think
we're not getting another healer for any time soon.
We're probably never going to get another healer. But yeah, we were hoping that White Mage was going to get that when we saw the first screenshot from the new
bell.
Yeah, the bell. Alas. Okay.
Lifelink would work for Sage. That's true.
Yeah, Sage could work too.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be best for, but I think that'd be a cool skill.
Okay, well, there you go. That's what I think for White Mage. What do you want for Scholar, Georgi?
I would like them to find some way to make the capstone skills interact with one another in any way, because as of right now, the 60, 70, and 80 skills are all unusable alongside each other. As I've said before, make my level 100 skill, make the fairy explode. I want another reason to use the fucking fairy gauge, which is only used for freaking Fey Union / Ether Pact. Like when I cap that out, maybe when I use dissipation, in addition to it being in addition to increasing my hard cast heals, which I don't really want. And in fact, not what almost any scholar uses it for, because they just use it for the 3 extra energy drains. It would be nice if it also did damage and potentially healed everyone as well, because it would be on a significantly longer cooldown, because it would have to be at least at a minimum every 3 minutes, because it requires 100 of the ether thingy. So it would be a very rare thing for people to use, but it'd be cool. I mean, likely kill, I would like an AoE dot of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a big bonus for one.
What are your offensive spells right now?
My offensive spells?
Yeah.
We got Royal, we got Biolysis, Art of War, Energy Drain. And that's all I have at level 90.
Damn. Yeah.
Around when you used to start like 74 dots.
Yeah, I know, I missed that.
Yeah.
And then you press one button, it will just go to every single enemy.
Yeah.
Or is that just some of them? I just missed some of them, but still OP.
I like having Recitation. I wouldn't mind a charge on Recitation. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Something for something for every healer, to be honest. I want some sort of upgrade to the basic heal that we all have, the 400/450 potency heal. Because as of right now, you should never be using it on any healer. So I want a reason to use it. I don't know what that is, but like... And it has to be a good reason. Free cure is not a good reason.
No.
That's a trap.
Yeah. God, get rid of free cure. What the fuck is the point? It's bad. It's actually so bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
That when I play any dungeon from like a Realm Reborn, my muscle memory still does the free cure shit. Like, that's how fucked that it has fucked me up. If we play an old dungeon, you'll see me casting Cure once, waiting for a free Cure. It's crazy. And it's pointless. Because the Cure 1 is so weak. So it tricks new players into thinking that free Cure is a thing, like in endgame, which that will cost you dearly. That is a lesson that's a hard lesson to learn. You should never don't chase that free Cure. It's not worth it.
And I don't mind the concept of Benefic's one, where it like can make Benefic 2 crit.
Yeah.
But Are there any?
What do you mean? And in a Realm Reborn dungeons, you don't have anything else? You have Cure 2 in a Realm Reborn dungeons, right? Have they changed it? If you do not,
you have Cure 2 in Realm Reborn dungeons. Not the low level ones, but you do.
Yeah, Cure 2 is a level 30 skill.
Yeah, there you go. Realm Reborn does not end at level 30. It's
not just Natasha, even though it feels like it.
Yeah.
I think all healers get their second good the heal that they'll be using most of the time. They need to hardcast a heal at level 30. I get Adloquium at level 30.
Right.
Yeah, Astrologian Benefit 2's at 26.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, but before we go, we skip past Mela talking about Black Mage.
Oh yeah, talk about Black Mage.
I think that's the only other one we can really talk to.
Well, I think it's time for Fire 5 and Blizzard 5. They're just going to do insane. Maybe even these will be on like a big cooldown. So when you go into that phase, you'll just do one Fire 5 or Blizzard 5. But they'll do big damage on the Fire one, and the Blizzard one will do like a big, maybe like a dot or a buff for you during your next Fire phase. I'd like them to focus on the Void aspect of Black Mage a bit. Because obviously all the job quests are surrounding, Black Magic's influence with the Void. I wrote down Demi, but I put would work differently to Gravity, which is what Demi does. So it's like it sounds good. I don't know what it would actually do, but I think I don't know, some kind of Void skill, like Apocatastasis and Xenoglossy are kind of voidish. So leaning into that would be nice. And maybe some aid for mobility, maybe like redraw ley lines, which will like take 5 seconds off the rest, remaining time on it, but move it to where you currently are, just so you can move ley lines a bit easier. I don't think Ultima will be added, but
no.
Yeah, I know Gravity's on Astra, and that's why I said it won't work the same as Gravity. But
I mean, Gravity's just an AoE skill in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't do the 25% of their health. And I don't think Demi should do that either, but I think, Demi is a Black Mage spell in some of the older ones. So it'd be cool to
do 25% of your health?
Of their health.
The remaining health. Of your damage. So 25% of your health as damage. That could be cool. Or like some sort of percentage, because I don't know if that's actually that much, but like something like, well, actually no, it would be a lot in the current meta, but like I think like something like that.
Do you lose it as well? Like, is it like a lose life to deal big damage?
Oh yeah, you could do that. I didn't even think of that.
That could be an interesting way of playing Black Mage.
Sounds a little too complex for them to add, but that would be, I'm all for that. That would be cool.
Black Mage is
it's already a lot of layers to Black Mage.
Complex job. Like, it doesn't feel complex, but it does require a reasonable amount of fight knowledge.
That requires a lot of fight knowledge. I would argue it's one of the jobs that requires the most fight knowledge.
Yeah.
But I think that would be cool. Yeah. And it would keep, healers on their toes. Are there skills like that in PvP and stuff? Maybe not. Is there? I don't think there's anything in the main game now that loses health.
I don't.
I can think of.
I only play White Mage in PvP, so I don't know.
Dark Knight in PvP loses health.
Yeah. Okay, well, we need to wrap up. So that's all.
Dawntrail.
Yeah. We'll see what happens in Dawntrail. Don't chase that free Cure. You can do it. You can do it in Sestasha if you want. Well, you have to.
No, you can't.
You have to use Cure 1.
15. Yeah.
Whenever you unlock Cure 2 and free Cure, do it then. But remember, you have to stop at some point. This is not even... It isn't real in Endgame. Don't do it.
Real?
It's not real.
What
Free
if
Cure
it is
is
real
not
in
real.
Endgame and you've just been playing wrong for 15 years?
No, it's not real.
I know it's not real because I remember the moment I realized it wasn't when our tank died. And I had like so much MP. I was full of MP and I was just casting Cure once until he died. All right. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter @SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHighland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord and chat if you want to join our Discord server.
We will not be back next week.
We won't. It's Christmas weekend.
We won't be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter @SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHighland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord in our chat, in the chat if you're watching live. Live. We're live. We're live, and the post show will follow if you're watching live with us. Send us MogMail, speaker6iv.com/MogMail. Bye.